Welcome to Coolbox Live, the show that saves you money on the world's greatest magic. Every week, the Coolbox features the best tricks on penguinmagic.com and slashes their price. Everything in tonight's show is 25% off or more. New magic every week at crazy low prices. So get ready. You're about to discover your next favorite trick tonight on Coolbox Live. Here are your hosts, Nick Lacapo and Erik Tate.
Oh man, Nick, we are live. Look at that. And we have all kinds of people hanging out with us tonight. This is very exciting. We've got Dr. Don is in the house on Facebook. I see John Hayes also over there on Facebook. 90 Day Fiancé joining us as always. Hungry and other things over there on YouTube joining us. 90 Day Fiancé says bonjour from France. I have no idea who 90 Day is anymore.
We're still debating on who 90 Day Fiancé is. That really throws a wrench in things, but you know, I have another guess, Erik. I'll tell you afterward. Yeah.
All right. Randy Shirley saying from Facebook saying first time tuning in.
Here? Wow.
Yeah.
All right. North Carolina's here.
Yeah. Jesse Smith on YouTube from Killeen, Texas. Say hello. Timothy Ambrose are here. Hi Timothy. Also Dennis Gingras joining us on Facebook along with Terry Morgan. We got a lot of people coming in. Nick, I am really digging this.
Big show, good show, and you know what?
Yeah.
Like I know that you worked really hard you got underneath the car this week.
Oh yeah,
tightened a few screws, and I think is everything going all right over there?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at all the scopes over here, and I can't tell you guys how much testing and we were on the phone with like my internet provider, Nick's internet provider. I was like talking to the company that puts us on Facebook and YouTube. We have like a private server set up for us now doing this stuff. We got a lot of weird stuff going on right now.
We're a big deal.
Oh,
big
yeah.
deal. Well, yeah, if you're just joining us, and I know like Randy, if you guys have never been here before, welcome to Coolbox Live. What we do on this show is, well, we talk about tricks, number one, but every trick that we talk about on this show, we mark it down, 25% off, available on Penguin Magic. To get that deal, to score that deal, all you got to do is go to penguinmagic.com, punch in the promo code CoolboxLive, and you'll save 25% off any of the things that we talk about in tonight's show. And we've got we always got good stuff in this show. You'll find books, you'll find downloads, DVDs, whatever. If it's great, you'll find it here. I mean, we've had everything from $9 downloads to mental dice, like some of the best, most in-demand stuff. And tonight is more of the same. So we got some great stuff for you guys to see.
I am so excited about tonight because we're kicking off the show with a couple of card tricks, and then like later on in the show, I'm just looking at my notes over here. I'm talking quite a few card tricks today, but like some really offbeat stuff that's a lot of fun. Some cool gimmicks that we're gonna hang out with. Oh man, I'm very excited.
Yeah, we have some at least one nominee for Trick of the Year.
Yep.
In tonight's show, and I'm just looking through. There's some older stuff here too that is just so good. I'm so glad to see it.
Yeah. There's an electronic gimmick in the show tonight that you could take 25% off on, which is nuts because we all know that electronic gimmicks are a little bit higher, but we're excited to be able to discount that. Should we get into it, Nick, or should we?
Yeah, and I should mention again, if you are just joining us, the deals on tonight's show, they're good all week. They last until midnight on Friday. So, you can check out the show. If you got to go, you can watch it again on YouTube and Facebook. We repost it after the show's over, and all the deals are good till Friday this week. So you can save some money on Magic.
By the way, if you're new to this stream, like Randy joining us for the first time, make sure you like this video. Also, share it. Don't just subscribe, but share this video so that other magicians know what it is. I mean, you can even host, I think on Facebook, you can host a watch party on your wall so you can have other magicians watch with you. Because we take questions all throughout the night. We can see the chat. We do have a great moderator, Josh Birch, who runs a lot of our social media, is monitoring the chat. And then I can see both YouTube and Facebook. And if I see some cool questions in there, we will address. So as Nick and I talk through the tricks tonight, you want to know anything, if we can talk to you about it on the stream, we absolutely will. And we'll talk about other stuff too, because John Hayes is always throwing some cool questions at us.
Yeah, we love the questions. We love the questions. So, and you guys have great ones. So
absolutely. Yeah. Should we get into it, Nick?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's take a look at the deals of the week. And Nick, we're gonna move right along with the very first one, which is Bipolar. Man, I am so excited about this. You and I actually hopped into the studio earlier this week, and we made a video where we went inside the box on Bipolar. Check it out. Hey everybody, Erik Tate here alongside my buddy Nick Licapo, and today we are talking about Bipolar by Ram Cohen. This is a super cool gimmick. I have had so much fun with this since it came out. What you're getting here is a specially made gimmick that changes on both the front and the back. So you're getting a change from a Joker to a Queen, and the back is from blue to red. This is a very well made gimmick. You get a very thorough set of instructions that it has Nick Licapo, myself, Nick Popa, all teaching you different routines, all kinds of different stuff you can do with this. We have the routines are all over the place with different stuff, and we teach you some bonus ideas. I know, Nick, you teach an idea in there where you can throw one card in the air and it splits into two, as well as does a color change. There's a lot of really cool ideas with this.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, changing on the face and the back.
Yeah.
Come on. How does that work?
It's so good.
It has to be a crazy gimmick card, and it is.
Yeah.
But it is really well made, and it works, and it's super fun to play with.
Reset is really nice, and one of the nice things I like about this as compared to some other cards is that I can do this with it, which is cool. So the card, I actually just reset it behind my back right there, and one of the things that's really cool about this is the way it's designed. You can set it down and then go back and pick it up and then affect the change. So I can show you that it's blue on the back and the Joker here, toss it in the air, whoop, catch it. The hardest part about this trick is honestly catching it, because other than that,
Erik's 1 for 2
pretty
during
easy
this
though.
video.
Yeah.
1 for 1. Yeah, I mean, so what do you do with this?
Yeah.
Well, on the video, there are some routines. Erik teaches a transposition routine where, you know, I forget exactly the procedure, but, you know, he's got a Joker here and there's like a king on top of the deck. He throws it in the air. It changes to the king, and now the Joker's on the top of the deck. I was doing a 2-card selection where I'd have 2 cards chosen by my spectators, and then I would bring out the Joker as if that was their card. Of course, Jokers are wild. Throw it in the air, and it would split into 2, and I would catch it. And I don't know, maybe we can grab that clip and put it on here so you can see it, because I'm not loaded up right now to do it. Also, there's a fun way to do with confetti as well. Yeah, I teach a little thing in there where you could throw this in the air and no, 1 for 2. 1 for 2. Confetti would go everywhere, right? And super fun. There's just, it's got a little bit of a stage manipulation feel to it. You can do it close up, absolutely, 100%. But this would be a great thing. Like I do this in my multiple selection routine on stage, right? Where you toss the card in the air, catch it, and then it, you know, changes into the person's selection.
One of the things I will say about the instructional video you get for this is we have Seth Race joining us on the video. Seth manages our manufacturing here at Penguin Magic, and he, along with the really, really wonderful team who built all of these, Seth teaches you how to repair this if for some reason this should ever break. Now, it is pretty durable, and it's going to last you lots and lots of performances, but if it ever does break, Seth teaches you how to fix it. And one thing that I'll give you is that if you figure out how to repair one of these, you could customize this gimmick to have different backs, different face designs. There's all kinds of different things you could do. I've actually got one of these gimmicks that is with a back design from the Penguin Expo decks.
That's right, yeah.
Which is a lot of fun to do. And there's a lot of different opportunities here. It looks great in real life, looks great on Instagram, a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah, and obviously, if you know how to repair it, you know how to make it as well, especially if you're going to change the things around, and that's fine. I mean, if you're crafty enough, you could definitely make one of these.
But we should say that there are no arts and crafts that are required for this.
Everything comes fully ready to go.
Yeah, you get this, you can do it immediately after watching the instructional video.
Yeah, super fun. I mean, not much else to say about it other than try to catch it one more time.
I think we should do this at the same time.
Blue
right?
card,
Yeah.
blue card.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, whoop!
Oh, nailed it.
Bipolar by Ram Cohen. You should check it out. Man, Nick, the hardest part of that trick is catching it. Other than that, it's it's amazing.
You know,
I love Bipolar.
When I'm performing it, for whatever reason, you nail it in performance.
Oh yeah.
You know, you don't when you're just talking about it. But I don't know why that is. Like I do a trick in my show where I spring a card out of the deck and I catch it in my mouth super hard, but like I always hit it when the pressure's on. But yeah, and that's what'll happen with you if you're trying to throw. I mean, yes, you have to throw the card in the air, so you're gonna have to catch it. But other than that, it's the easiest trick to do.
It's so much fun, and I said that in the video that we talked about, but I really like customizing this. I've since customized 2 other cards with different back designs that reflect something that's going in my current show, and it's just a lot of fun to play with. Plus, you can get it a little bit cheaper right now. It's normally $20, but if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're gonna get it for under 15.
Yeah.
Man, it's good.
Yeah, it's a great deal. This was up for Trick of the Year last year, so I mean, it's really good. Everybody that's bought it is really happy with it. And like we were talking about in the video, if you're crafty at all, you can make more of them. You don't need to know how to make them. It comes fully constructed, but this is a great little tool to know how to do it. It reminds me of like a stage manipulation piece that you can do close up. So it's really fun.
Then the splitting card that you came up with is really great, and then I was playing around with that in the video where we like throw it and then the 2 cards end up on the table, which is really nice because we shot that video this week, and I went home and started playing with that, and the idea of throwing it on the table and the 2 cards splitting, you can actually get that so that they can immediately pick up 1 card, and then you've got all the time in the misdirection in the world to switch out the other one. It's so good. I want to shout out real quick on Facebook, Nestor Sosa joining us, Nick, our buddy Nestor Sosa.
Well, he was here last week, right? Or
yeah,
yeah,
they're there. And then we got Joel Spence from Australia, and then there was someone earlier who said that they were from the Philippines. Nick, I think this is the definition of us being worldwide.
It's official. We looked it up too. 90 day. It's 2 a.m. in France, so we appreciate you staying awake. If indeed that's where you say you're from.
Matthew, the Magician on YouTube, has a really good question about Bipolar. How long is the instructional video? Because I think you worked on it.
That's a good question. I mean, I edited it. It's probably. I mean,
between 30 and 40 minutes.
Yeah, like to learn the actual trick and do it, you're looking at less than 10 minutes. But then there's like routines and just other ideas, and then how to build how to fix the gimmick, all that stuff. So it's probably like 40 minutes in total, maybe an hour in total, but you'll learn it within 5 minutes, 5 to 10.
I mean, you almost don't even need the instructions. When you get it and you handle it, you'll figure it out immediately. But like the transposition effect that I teach, and then there's a change effect that Popa teaches, and then you've got a 2-card selection that's really good. It's a great trick.
Did you guys see the Easter egg there? The Pitbull was in the last clip too as well. The singer, he made an appearance. You can go back and watch it. Look for Pitbull. You'll see him.
Oh man, Nick, let's move on to the next trick this week. Tornado by Rick Lax and Justin Flum. Nick and I went back into the studio after we were done filming Bipolar, and we filmed an inside the box for you guys. Go ahead and check it out.
Hey, what's going on? Nick Lacapo here, my buddy Erik. We're here to talk to you, give you a peek at Tornado by Rick Lax and Justin Flum. This is an incredible 2-card trick that's a transposition of 2 cards. Impossible. You don't need a deck of cards to do it, which is why I really like it. And if you know anything about transpositions, they're super strong.
I really like a transposition effect, and I like it even better when the cards can do all the work for me. Because there's something really interesting about a transposition happening with this after the cards are sort of destroyed and ripped up. So you're really dealing with pieces of cards transposing, which is really phenomenal. There's been a bunch of interesting takes about this throughout the years, and I really like the way that this is printed on bicycle stocks so that they feel like cards that came out of a deck, but they're doing so much of the work for you.
Yeah, that's one of the things about this trick is that I like this because you take the 2 cards, you just leave them in your wallet, you forget you even put them in there, right? And then you're out someplace and somebody wants to see a trick, and then you look in your wallet, oh crap, I forgot I put Tornado in there, right? You get all excited because now you get to do this trick.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of small things, and we'll get into it, that I think make this play even bigger than
let's take a look at it. I want you to perform it for me so everyone can see, because it's really interesting.
So what you're going to get is a stack of 7s and 4s. To do the trick, you need 2 cards, all right? So 7s and 4s, they're part of the design on how the trick works, which is why it's that way. But whatever, no big deal. They're always going to contrast red and black like this. So you can show the 2 cards, and I'm going to place one here, and I'm going to tear this one into thirds. So here and here. All right. And then we're going to tear it one more time down the middle.
Okay.
And Eric, if you could hold out your hand, actually, like turn it this way for me, and place, put it in a fist.
Got it.
And then I'm gonna place these cards right on top. Now, don't move. Oh my God, don't move.
Okay, we'll just go over here.
Otherwise, none of this is gonna work. And you have your 7. Now, I'm also gonna tear the 7 up this way into thirds, just like before. And one more time. All right. Now, let's see. So you have the 4, clearly. Yep. I have the 7. I'll grab one of these, and we'll do it to the camera.
Yeah.
Copperfield used to do stuff like this, right? Where he'd look like right. Watch close, right? And you get the change.
That's great. That's a
right?
great transposition. That's a great change.
Right. So now, if I have the 4, what do you have?
7.
Right, and then you can put the piece in their hand. They can examine all that stuff, and then the thing that I always used to love to do at the end would be like, and that's the trick. Which is why I love it, because it actually kind of plays really big with this whole like confetti thing at the end that I would do with it.
Let's talk a little bit about what you get.
Now I've made a mess.
Let's talk a little bit about what you get here, because you're going to get 13, 14 performances inside this pack. So it comes with everything you need that you can do right out of the box. The instructions are really thorough. It's a really interesting routine. I want to emphasize again, like the fact that pieces are transposing is really, really interesting, because you're not making 2 whole cards change places. You're making parts of cards, and the fact that the cards are torn, it just adds to the realism of it. That like it must have happened. Those cards must have changed places.
Yeah, the cards are specially printed, right? So, but it's all designed to do one trick, which is what it's really great, because you're able to show the fronts and backs of the cards. They've even taken the time to mark the cards for orientation on the back design, because the card was completely created for this one trick. They also marked it so that you could actually see, okay, I'm holding the card the correct way, because there's some things in here that you can't, you got to make sure that the audience can't see. Rick goes into detail on the instructional video so that you can perform. But, Eric, the thing I love is that it just plays here. Yeah. Right? It's like, again, it felt like I had nothing on me. I walked into this bar and somebody asked me to show them a trick. I reached in my wallet and, I had Tornado on me. And it's not like something where I'm like, pick a card. It's something like I can get everybody involved. Everybody can see what's going on. And with the things flying in the air at the end and the visual change that happens up here, there's a lot of little pieces here that make this like way bigger than just like a two card transposition. It's really strong. And if you do it for people, they'll freak out. I promise.
Yep. Tornado by Rick Lax and Justin Flom.
Oh, one more thing.
Oh.
Don't go anywhere just yet. Well, just so you know, we do have, there are refill kits for this, but they're typically out of stock. Gotcha. Right? So you can go on Penguin and you can find like a full deck refill. When they come back in stock, or if they're in stock, grab them, because they go very fast. Otherwise, this is what the single pack looks like. Gotcha. Right? And then this is what the refill pack looks like. But keep an eye on those for stock.
Yep. Tornado by Rick Lax and Justin Flom. You should check it out. Man, Tornado's a great trick, Nick.
That trick's awesome.
Yeah.
It really is awesome. I wasn't lying. I mean, I'm never lying in these videos because I've done all these tricks so many times, but I love leaving it in my wallet. And it's almost the way I love to perform it, because like I always just forget that it's in there. Yeah. And I'm so excited when I find it, I would do this, like walk around or whatever. I mean, obviously you're going to be making a mess and you're going to have to tear up a bunch of them, but as a one-off every now and then. It is strong and it is fun, and you don't have to carry a deck of cards. I love that part.
Bunch of people in the chat saying, you know, oh, hey, like I've got this in my wallet right now. This is super good. Everyone should jump on this. Dr. Don on YouTube asking us an interesting question. Would this be an interesting thing to follow up to GOAT, like as later in the set for like another transposition? Might be. I mean, it depends on how you set it up, but I do like the idea of like a transposition, like a lopsided transposition in GOAT with like 2 cards for 4 cards, and then coming back and saying, but what if we tear up the cards? That way you can confirm or whatever. But it's it's an interesting idea. You never know.
Yeah, transposition routines are interesting because like once you get into multiple phases, you really need like the next phase to cancel the one before it, and even be a little bit more impressive. Like this time we'll do it face down or face up. So I don't know if they would blend all of that well, but yeah, I guess it wouldn't hurt to see what happens.
Definitely worth exploring. And right now you can get this a little bit cheaper. It's 25% off. So normally this is $20, but if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're going to get this for under 15. And that's a really good deal. If you do Tornado right now, you're basically going to be getting your refill pack for a little bit less money. Not the actual refill pack, because I believe those are out of stock right now, but the main trick, if you're going to add some more of those into your wallet, like this is a great time to do that, especially since we destroy cards every time.
Yeah, because you can get 2 of these now for $30, right? So that would kind of be like getting a refill pack. Be a little bit extra money than the refill pack, but at least you could save some money on your Tornado refills if you're one of the people out there that have been doing it for a while now. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that do this trick, so it's another one of the reasons why we wanted to give you a deal.
Jeffrey Tam in Facebook is the reason it's sold out. He says he's hoarded like 10 boxes of refills for Tornado. So that's you. You're the one who's buying them all up.
The refill boxes are such a steal. Like the price on them is so good. So seriously, when they come back in stock, and I don't know when, but if and when, just buy them because they last you forever.
We have someone in here in the chat who I respect their opinion a lot when they say that Tornado is a bargain. Roddy McGee says that Tornado is a bargain under $15. Yeah,
wow.
High praise.
Roddy McGee, he's up late, man.
Yeah.
What's up, Roddy, over there?
What's going on? Do you accidentally have coffee after lunch? What's going on, Roddy? That's
past Roddy's bedtime.
Oh, we love Roddy. Before we move into our picks, Nick, John Green on YouTube is asking, what is our everyday carry for strolling tricks?
Does John Green ask us this every week, Eric?
John Hayes asked us that a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay. I mean, like right now, I've been working on a couple different things. It's just that fun time, right? Where like, we haven't. None of us have really been performing, right? So when I actually get back out there and doing things, I've got a couple new things that I've been working on. One is falling off myself. But we got
split focus.
Split focus.
Get the camera focused in on split focus.
Yeah, I did. I'm excited to do that one. My buddy Frank DeVille showed me what he's been doing with split focus. It's funny, when you hang out with your friends and you just realize that they're my friend for a reason, because I brought split focus with me to show it to Frank, and he brought split focus with him to show it to me. So,
that's funny.
That's just how it works. But anyway, split focus, and then I think I mentioned it a couple weeks ago as well. I'm working on actually doing. Just going to drop more stuff. The Oracle system. The
that's a new Ben Seidman thing, right?
I think it's back in stock too. I'm not sure, but it was out of stock for a while.
Oh, that's awesome.
What do you carry?
Well, I carry the Penguin marked cards every day. And actually, I'm going to give a little shout out to someone in the chat here. Roddy McGee. Flight 101 is one of my everyday carry things. I usually have it in my bag. So I carry like a messenger bag around a lot, and I've always got it in the messenger bag ready to go. So we
got some Roddy tricks coming up in a few weeks here. Maybe we should get Roddy on the show.
We should figure that out. Roddy does say it is bedtime right now, but it's Terry Morgan is asking what backs mandolin. I'm actually using the maiden backs. Those are the marked maiden backs are what is my everyday carry. And then
I've been using. No lie, I actually really like this deck.
Is that the Deland deck?
Yeah. Yeah, the Delans. I mean, I'm not like using the marks or anything like that, but they feel really great. And some of the stuff I've been working on lately is just better with no borders.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
I just checked my cabinet back there because I was like, what is my everyday carry? And I just looked, and like when I opened my cabinet, the first thing in there is a giant bag of Joe Rindfleisch executive rubber bands.
oh man, yeah.
So I've been working on a bunch of rubber band stuff because we had Joe Rindfleisch in the studio, and we filmed like 11 million projects with him. So
Is anybody in the chat doing Convergence? I really want to know how that's going for people because, man, that was such a good trick. And if you haven't seen Convergence, head on over to Penguin and watch that demo because it'll blow. I mean, everything Joe does will blow your mind, but that trick in particular was quite mind-blowing.
The last thing that's in my everyday carry is I wear a hat when I go out because I'm bald on top and I don't like to get sunburned. My hat's got a little pocket, and I carry Garrett Thomas's Opus with me everywhere. That's like when I'm sitting around and I'm looking for something to work on. Opus, it's this coin and ring study. I've been playing with that a lot.
Right.
That's
right.
Okay, because you and I did a max with him, and you came away with Banded, and I came away with Opus because his ring stuff is amazing.
Yep. It sure is. If you watch him do it, you're gonna want to get it as well. Other than that, I think that's what I've been messing with for the most part. Other than, I guess I should say, I've been playing with old Lee Asher trick, the three styling.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's three fly with poker chips. Awesome.
I tell you, the other thing that we'll think about is John Hayes is saying he'd like to see a quick peek of our Magic collection or what you have. So maybe you and I can sort of like look around the rooms and be like, oh, maybe we should show this. So maybe we'll show something cool towards the end of it because we are sort of streaming from our own respective Magic rooms. So maybe we can show something cool.
Yeah, I'm just surrounded by boxes. I've never actually unpacked. So whatever you want to see, I got plenty of crap.
Yep, I think that's worth it. So tell you what, let's not do that. Let's see. I'm gonna set. Actually, yeah, I had that set up. Let's move into our top picks. So let's move into my top picks of the week. My first top pick this week is Impulse by Looch. I accidentally showed that a little bit earlier, but man, we got a clip of Looch performing right between us right here. So Impulse is really cool. It is 25% off, which is amazing because this is normally a $20 download, but this week, if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive, you're going to get it for 14 and change. What Impulse is it's Looch's approach to using marked cards in Mentalism, and it's really, really awesome. There's 4 or 5 effects on here, and my favorite is the Reaper. There are so many good effects here, but like I hear so often mentalists say, "Oh, I don't ever want to use cards in my act because I don't want people to think it's sleight of hand or anything like that." If you want to do some really powerhouse card tricks, but leave your audience just stunned with no idea how you did it, Impulse is the way to go. It was a really, really great project. We filmed with him a few years ago. Pairs really well with the maiden back mark cards, but there's some. He has an interesting way of approaching marked cards with mentalism that makes it very strong. Your audience never suspects that the cards are marked or that you're doing anything suspicious or sneaky. It's good. You actually worked on this project, didn't you?
I filmed it when Looch was here. If you're not familiar with Looch, he's from the UK, and for me, he's one of my favorite mentalists to watch because he's modern, he commands the room. He does a lot of like corporate style presentations. So it's great if you're out there trying to add some mentalism into your corporate work. He's got some great Penguin Live lectures. I think he's done 2 lectures and maybe 1 act, or it's just 2 lectures. I think he's got 3 out there. So you'll fall in love with Looch's approach to mentalism. And if you love the mark deck, I mean, this is for you. It doesn't matter if you're just a mentalist or a magician. This mark deck stuff it's amazing. It's amazing because we tend, if we're going to script a mark deck routine, maybe you're going to add in some sleight of hand, Erik, because you love to do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but the reason why Looch focusing his mentalism brain on the mark deck is so interesting is because he's not going to put any moves in here. He doesn't want his audience to know that there's any sleight of hand involved, right? Which makes these things just completely, there's no moves. It's just destruction level card tricks, right? That hit people on the mental level, not on like the wow amazement level. Do you know what I mean?
The other thing that I was just sort of reminded of, because I just brought up the ad copy for it, the pseudo mem deck is really cool because like when you think of like a mentalism thing and doing like a memory test with marked cards, your first thought as a magician is, well, isn't your audience going to think it's a marked deck? And the construction on this effect is so good that there's like no way they would ever even think that marked cards are a possibility and what's going on. He's playing with a different set of rules than anyone else. But Reaper is my favorite effect on this one. Reaper is the one where the cards are shuffled, they're dealt randomly, and the cards are a card is chosen. It's shuffled back into the deck.
The card is named.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's it. It's named.
The card is named.
The card is named.
The spectator deals down into a pile and stops whenever they want.
Yeah, the card is named. The deck is shuffled and cut by the spectator, and then you as the performer seem to have no control, and you stop right on their card. It's amazing. It's phenomenal.
There's some just miracle level stuff on here.
Yeah.
It's such a great product. How much is this?
It's
$15.
It's $15.
Come on. Yeah, this is a steal.
Brandon Pierce on YouTube is asking, with Looch, is it just chosen card revelations? No, there is some crazy stuff in here. Pseudo mem deck is a really interesting thing where it's not card revelations. I mean, arguably most magic tricks involving cards with mentalism are some sort of card revelation, but it's really the process and the journey on how you get there and the framing that Looch gives you that makes these so much better. So it's not just chosen card revelations. And again, the pseudo mem deck is amazing.
If you have a marked deck, this is a project that you should own because you're just going to get tricks that you've never seen before, and they're going to be different than anything that you've done, most likely. It's such a solid addition to marked deck literature that's out there, whatever, because I know if you're out there with a marked deck, you probably just do the same few tricks. Grab this might be the thing for you to grab this week because you'll definitely learn something and be able to apply it right away.
Yeah, if you're a mentalist, you need this project. If you're a card magician, you need this project. I mean, it's just that simple. It really works for both kinds. I mean, like, I like doing sleight intensive visual magic, and there's so much good stuff on this DVD that expanded the way I'm doing my own magic. So check out Impulse by Looch, enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, and get 25% off. That leads me into my number 2 this week, which is another card trick. This is another one of my favorite things. This is the Tossed Out deck by Gazzo. Now, this is a little bit of an older project, but it's well worth it. If you're not familiar with the Tossed Out deck, you have a deck of cards, you show the audience that they're all different, you put a rubber band around it, you toss it into the audience, and you have people peek at a card and they toss it around. Then you get the deck back and you can put it away. The people who peeked at a card stand up, and then you look at these people and you read their minds. You name 4 cards, and you say, if I named your card, sit down. 4 people sit down. There's 1 person remaining. You look at that person and you directly name the card that they are thinking of. This is great. This trick has been around forever, but this particular trick comes with a gimmick deck. That deck comes to you with this, so you get the DVD. You get to see Gazzo performing it on the street, and if you've never seen Gazzo work the street before, pick this project up because it's well worth watching Gazzo work the street. But that being said, this isn't just a street trick. I've done this in performances on stages, parlor. There's even a couple of ways to do it close up. I don't know if Gazzo teaches it close up in this particular thing, but I have work on it in close up. It's a great trick, and especially that moment where there's that one person left standing and you directly name their card. It's really, really good.
I think a lot of us know who Gazzo is, but if you don't, it's probably worth buying this just to watch him perform. Actually, if you don't, I would recommend getting his last Penguin Live act, where he absolutely murders the room. He doesn't do Tossed Out deck in that, but this Tossed Out deck is one of we talk about those tricks all the time on here. It's one of the most asked questions about things that you can do right away at an open mic or your first stand-up show. Easy to do stuff that you can't fail. The Tossed Out deck's one of those.
Yeah.
This is a trick that any skill level can do on a platform, and it's powerful. It does tend more in the mentalism realm, which is nice because if you are like a card magician, it'll definitely help you change things up. So it's not just like a pick a card trick, right? They're kind of thinking of a card, and you're not finding it in the deck. You're revealing it verbally. So it's a totally different type of trick than other stuff that you might already be working on. But it's a great, so great if you're just getting into trying to work on a microphone or on a platform.
You know, the other thing I'll say is that the gimmick deck that it comes with is something that you can do a little bit of customization on. And once you know the secret, let's say you wanted to have different cards that were thought of, you could pretty quickly and easily replace those yourself. There was a joke here. Alan Morgan on YouTube says I wonder if anyone walked away with the deck on the street. Gazzo addresses that and how to handle that. But if someone did walk away with it, you could put another deck together pretty quickly. It's not like insane, specially printed, like custom prints that are like if you lose the deck or it gets wet or you're doing this on the street and you throw it and somebody misses and it goes in a river, you're going to be out, tons of money.
Yeah.
You could put one together again pretty quick.
Yeah, and actually, I recommend you put one together just because this is one of those tricks too that, again, if you're kind of new, you'll see how you can customize it right away.
Yeah.
And it all of a sudden you'll start to get ideas. This is one of those tricks that you just get like ideas for. Like, well, oh, wait a minute. Now, what if I do this instead of that? Or, like I've seen a lot of people have work on this trick because once you get into it, it's just so easy to kind of go your own way with.
Yeah. And normally this is $35. It's a DVD and a gimmick deck, but if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive tonight, you're going to get it for 25% off. You're going to get it for $26 and change. So, I mean, that's a
great.
Steal.
It's a big deal.
That is a steal. All right. That is going to take us into my number one trick this week, which is not a card trick, Nick. It's not a card trick. I know.
What is it?
It's Greed by Daniel Garcia.
Oh, man.
First of all,
is this the first DG trick? No, we had a different one.
No,
right?
no, we had Torn. Torn 2.
Okay, yeah, we had Torn 2. Was that last week? I think that was.
Yeah, Torn 2 was the one where they're like pulling him around in a wagon in a.
That's right,
or no, he's pulling them around in a wagon. I don't know. But Greed is great. So you've definitely seen Greed before. This one's an oldie but a goodie. But you've got a $1 bill. You double it. You turn it into a 5. You then turn it into a 10. You turn it into a 20, and then back into a 1. It's super solid. Nick, you did this on stream once, didn't you?
Yeah, well, so I bought this in like 2004 or whatever it was that came out, and I made it, right? So when you get this, you do have to make the gimmick.
Yeah.
But hey, guess what? This is the gimmick that I made in 2004.
Yeah, it holds up.
So, it's a.
Are you guys going to get a live performance from Nick Lacapo live on the internet?
It? I mean, this thing is just, so the visuals on this are amazing because you just give it a little stroke, and let me get my face out of there so it changes into the 5, right? And then if you go to here, you can just move it again like that, and you should have a 10.
Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty.
And then if you fold it one more time, just give it a little cover, and you get a 20. 20. Should we go for the 50, Eric?
Yeah, go for the 50.
Oh, the 50, huh? No, you can't. We'll try for the 50. Here we go. We'll go for the 50, and then if it will focus, okay. But the thing is, Eric, you don't want to get too greedy, and we got a 50-cent piece. Oh, okay. So that's the routine. The construction on this bill is super awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a James Bond device. I wish I could show it to you, but it is easy to make. I promise. I made this when I didn't know anything about magic. This is among some of the first stuff I ever bought, and I think the total cost when you make this, I think it's
$36.
like $36 or something like that. Yeah.
And it'll last you a long time. I mean, that's
here I am in 2021 with the same gimmick, and I use. I mean, if you look up close to it, it's getting pretty beat up, but I've had this for a long time.
Good trick to keep in your wallet. Nick, got a question for you from the YouTube chat. Really, really good. Hungry is asking, does he cover how to deal with spectators who instantly want to see the bill?
Oh well, so that's that's when you get to do the change into the half. So the bill disappears.
Yeah.
Right. It changes into the $50. So I imagine that would be Danny's thinking, like, the bill is gone.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to actually inspect.
Yeah, that joke is interesting, but I think he teaches a couple different ways to make that change, because you can do like a retention vanish. You can do like almost like a snap change almost. There's some options.
Yeah, honestly, I have not seen the instructional video in a long time.
Yeah.
So I forget what even happens there. I know that I just had worked on the snap thing for so long. But he might talk about it on his Penguin Live lecture too. I can't quite remember, but
always worth looking into Danny Garcia stuff. So this trick is normally $25, but if you enter the promo code Coolbox Live at checkout, you're going to get it for 18 and change. It's 25% off. Well worth it. Again,
so good.
There's some arts and crafts with this, but that way you can do it with real currency. So it's
Again, I mentioned it all the time, Eric.
Oh yeah, the movie money. This is stick around for this. This is a really good tip.
Right.
There's some movie money that looks
stuff
great.
Now. So come on, focus.
You gotta maybe gotta really cover the. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Right.
Yeah, those hundreds look really good.
So I have 1s and 5s and 20s and 10s. You could build. You can get a stack of this stuff online. I go to fakemoviemoney.com, something like that. And you could make practice one, before you actually cut up the real bills to do it. So I highly recommend that all the time now. It's just such a great way to put the practice in on arts and crafts money tricks.
Yeah.
That you don't want to cut and paste, right? So grab yourself a stack of that. It's like $20 and you'll get an endless stack of fake money. And it's just fun to have around.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's especially good to give to children so that you don't have to give them real money. I highly recommend that. Nick, that is those are my top 3 tricks of the week. Let's move into your picks of the week. Nick, bring us in for your pick at number 3.
So number 3, if you're just joining us, we pick stuff all the time on this show and market 25% off. So sometimes when I make choices on my top picks of the things that I can actually list for the week, I choose them because they're just a great value, right? And I think this number 3 is an insane value, and that is 25% off Tarantula II.
Ooh.
Gal Masica. Tarantula, or the Tarantula device, in this case Tarantula II, this is a levitation system that will allow you to float small objects, coins, mints, bills, playing cards, that type of stuff. But what's unique about the Tarantula is that it's a motorized reel, which allows you to, if you're watching this video that's in between us here, move things across the table. You can float a bill from the bottom to the top. You can get stuff to come off the ground into your hand. Now, normally that's possible with static lines as well, except with the Tarantula, it's on, like I mentioned, it's on a motorized reel, so it'll actually retract. Now, it can't carry like an insane amount of weight or anything like that. You're looking at moving things about the same weight of like a bill or like an empty sugar packet, that type of thing.
You can do a ring too. Yugal has some really innovative hookups where you can like bring a ring, like float a ring and then bring it down on someone's hand or finger, which is really neat. Yeah,
it's a totally unique way of levitation. If you're familiar with IT hookups, this is different because of the motorized reel and also because of where the anchor points are. You're going to get a motorized device that hides actually in plain sight, which is pretty amazing. It's also rechargeable battery, which is cool. I think that's one thing that the original Tarantula wasn't. I think the original one probably ran on a battery or something, but Tarantula 2 does not.
A couple of things in the chat here. Calvin Wong saying, are refills easily available? Yes, they are. I believe you can use basically any thread with this, but I think he sells spools of reel, because if I'm not mistaken, this uses the same spool as the... I'm gonna look it up. Nick's looking this up. I think it uses the same spool that the Spider Pen uses. The other thing to know about this is because it is a motorized reel, there are a lot of other reels need to be mounted somewhere, and with this particular reel, you are not limited to it being on one part of your body. You actually can sort of move the hookup around a little bit. I don't want to give it away too much here, but it sort of hides in plain sight in a way that you can do some interesting things with it that allow you to move the hookup or get into different hookups. it's definitely an interesting thing. A couple of things that I like that people have done with it is invisible touches is great with this. I know a lot of people use Yigal's loops for some invisible touches stuff that we covered on a show a few weeks ago. But you can sort of get in and out of it in a little bit of a different way with the Tarantula II. The other thing is the haunted tech looks really good because you can be so far away with this.
Haunted pack, man, so good. That's just like a trick. I feel like people don't know how good it is.
Yeah.
Especially if you can do it on the ground. It's just one of those things that all of a sudden will create, when you do tricks that happen up really high or really low, just makes the crowd around you like act differently than anybody else in the area. So anybody else that's not part of your group is kind of gets that feeling of what's going on over there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like such an attention getter to do haunted pack on the ground. I couldn't quite find.
We had somebody in the chat. Nick Carrick says the Spider Pen Pro spool. I believe it is the same thing. And Spider Thread by Yigal Masika.
I got to imagine you could strip your own and spool it in there. I can't imagine that you couldn't do that. Right?
Yes. Oh yeah, actually, so Spider Thread by Yigal Masika is available. It is thread and a spool that works for his motorized reels.
Locks right in there.
Works for Spider Pen and Tarantula. So if you have a Tarantula, you can use it, or a Spider Pen. It works as well.
Well, this is a great time to get it for 25% off.
Yeah.
Bringing this thing down to, what is it, $55 or something?
Yeah. It's I think it's 56 and change. It's pretty inexpensive.
Yeah, so if you've ever thought about picking this up, today's the day, or tomorrow, or anytime before Friday, because it's just a great deal. I had to put the deal on for this week because it was just too good.
Absolutely. All right, Nick, hit us up with number 2.
So number 2, this is a kind of another one where I saw it come across the plate, and I'm like, man, that project was just so good, and it's probably, I have a feeling it's probably kind of snuck under the radar a little bit at this point. I don't think a lot of people know about it. And that's Connection by John Allen. This is a 3-disc DVD set with like something insane, like 6 hours of performances in theory. And I think it's like 26 tricks. Something like that.
I just brought it up here. It's What's the Point? World's Funniest, Origami, Untitled Book Test, Introduction to Heroes, The Problem with Business Cards, Introduction to the Wedding Trick, Schrödinger's Cards, Citizen Kane, Spielbergism, True Lies, Burning Rubber, Executive Decision, Lucky Card, Coming Full Circle, Ring on String Move, Ambitious, Adalibidicious Card, Grab It Production, Asking Why, Signal Strength, Palm Up Bill Switch, Creative Process, Ghost, One Trick, 2 Names, Learning About People, Unique Coin Bend, DFK, DFC, 1709 Walkabout, Connection, High Society, Forced Improve, and then a bunch of other stuff that he talks about where it's just, there's a lot of it.
So much. Look, it's too bad this stuff doesn't really get made anymore. That's a whole nother conversation as to why. But this is like, just watching it is entertaining. It's not like what you might even expect, because like there was a lot of time taken in the filming of this particular project, and that's not why you should buy it. I'm just saying that it just adds to it in general, because it's just an amazing project. The tricks here, all great, all live performances, street, stage, wherever. But also the material that's on all 3 of these discs is all designed for you to make a connection with your audience. They're all about not just doing a trick for somebody, but like making the trick last, not in the moment, but for 5, 10, 15, 20 years later. Along the way, there's a lot of conversation with Dan Harlan, and they also talk about how you can incorporate this connection idea into the routines that you do as well.
It's man, we don't make projects like this anymore. Like big 3 DVD sets are kind of a thing of the past, and this is, there's so much good material in those big projects.
This has got to be one of the last 3-disc DVD sets that was ever made. It really has to be. Yeah,
man, this is so worth it, and I should say, this is not available for download. The only way to get this is as a 3 DVD set. So it's normally $80, but if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you get it for $59 and change. So a 3-disc set for under $60, it's basically $20 a DVD with 26 tricks. It's insane. I mean,
yeah, and in 2004, I wouldn't have even thought twice about that.
No, I would have new 3 DVD set comes out, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, because you know the value on there.
Yeah,
all these single trick downloads. I mean, yeah, they're great and everything, but having 26 tricks available to you is just insane. Sorry, I got confused because I see Bipolar up on my screen, but I don't think that's what. Anyway, you talk, Erik.
Yeah, no. John Allen is a real worker, and the tricks that he put in this are from his working repertoire. And to be able to get this kind of like conversation, especially the conversation between him and Dan Harlan, where they're really getting together and breaking down this idea of connecting with your audience and involving these types of tricks. There's not a lot of places you can go to hear conversation like that, and this DVD set is one of them.
Yeah, I took a couple things off of here. I can't quite remember. There's a bottle production on here that I was messing with for a hot minute, but it's just general magic and mentalism. There's something for everybody on here. Really, you're getting it. You're going to get it because there's going to be something that you get, no doubt. But you're really getting it to learn a little bit more about how you can be interacting with your audience.
Well, Nick, that brings us to your top pick this week. Hit me with it.
Well, this top pick this week is just one of the best card tricks ever. I've been talking about this one for a long time. It's from one of the best magicians ever, and that is Chad Long and his Shuffle Lesson. Shuffle Lesson is just awesome. What happens is you have your spectator, you bring out a deck of cards, and you tell your spectator you're going to give them a shuffling lesson. Really, they mix the cards, they get split into two piles, and you give them instructions, like they mimic your movements. You have a pile of cards and they have a pile of cards, and you're teaching them how to like deal a game of poker. Along the way, there's some fun bits and some gag, it's fun because it's Chad Long. But at the end, you get down to 4 cards and you say, well, I'm a magician. I've been doing this a long time. You turn over your 4 cards and you have the 4 kings. And you say, you probably did okay. Let's see what you got. And your spectator, now, mind you, you've never touched their cards at all. They turn over their 4 cards and they have the 4 aces. So it's super powerful because you never touch the deck. The trick is clear enough to them as well that they know, how is that possible? Because they know they didn't touch the deck. And it's just a great moment to have between you and your audience. And it's so easy to do. It's one of my favorite tricks to do for people. I absolutely love it. Chad Long's shuffling lesson.
It's a great trick. Chad tells a wonderful story about being in Japan and essentially inventing this trick almost on the fly when a woman at a neighboring table asked him to do something. And it's well worth it. Normally it's $10, but if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're going to get it for $7 and change. It's a really great deal for a really great trick. And again, this is like one of those tricks that you should just know how to do.
Yeah, it's a showpiece.
The idea of somebody being like, hey, can you teach me a trick? And then you being able to launch into a trick that seems like you're teaching them a trick, because that's where Chad started this trick. Yeah. And then ending up with this like the double revelation of 2 4-of-a-kinds is just knockout stuff. It's so good.
Yeah, it's in the world of, if you watch this show, I love Paul Wilson's C3.
Yep.
And it's in the same world as that, except that it's not playing with 4 people or anything like that. But there's a minor, and I mean minor setup to this. Very easy to get in the moment.
Yeah, Jake Lindsay on Facebook is asking, is it an easy reset? Yeah, it's an easy reset.
Oh yeah, if you're going to be resetting it, it's simple because the cards that you need are already out on the table. The bigger problem, if you're just going to resetting, almost, I guess it would be instant, right? But to start, you just need to be set up once. So
and the setup's pretty easy to get into.
Yeah,
so
it's easy. Yeah, it's easy.
It's
this is
really
a great one to know how to do. I think it actually was on. I think this was on True Astonishments as well.
Oh, that's right,
Erik. I think it was on one of the. Because didn't they release like an extra True Astonishments disc afterward? I remember.
I want to say they did. I don't know. That was an amazing project.
I think this was on there. I think this is where I first learned it there.
Yeah.
And whenever we got to film with Chad, I was like, man, if we can film Shuffle Lesson,
oh yeah,
get it done, because that trick is just too stinking good.
Well, Nick, that brings us almost to the end of the show, but we got asked about a Magic collection. So you got anything you want to show off?
I mean, do you have anything right off the top of your head that you got there?
Yeah, I can grab it real quick. Let me just take my headphones off, and
I'll find something. I mean, I got a big mess in here, so.
Yeah, I got something I'm happy to show off here. This is so. I have a lot of Magic things and some Magic memorabilia that I've collected over the years, but my favorite things that I have are books. I have we're working on getting Deskatron like set up so that I can like shift it around so you can actually see my library behind me, because I have a large library with a lot of unusual books here. But probably one of my favorite things that I have in here is Sonata. This is an original copy of Sonata by Juan Tamariz. It's an old soft cover, and the thing that makes it really special is it's signed by Juan Tamariz himself. And this was really great because I got to work a convention where I was performing on the same convention as Juan Tamariz. So being able to work a Magic convention with Juan Tamariz was really great. But being able to get him sign such an early copy of Sonata was just super cool. It was really cool to work with him, and really cool to have him sign his first book, which is like a hard book to get, which I'm really excited about. So I've got a lot of signed books, but I think this ranks up there with one of my favorite books. Nick, what's from your collection?
I mean, I got so much stuff in here. I turned off the autofocus, so maybe that'll work.
Yep.
But here are, because I showed these on some other chat a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of. But well, maybe I have to turn it on. Let's see.
Oh, check those out.
This is the David Blaine VIP deck, I believe it's called.
Oh man, the David Blaine VIP. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God. We'll even open them. People were like, "Don't open them." It's like, let's see. Here I am, just throwing the box around.
Oh man.
I'll show you the backs. That's what
it is. Oh, look at those.
These are dope. They're a little thick, but I think that's intentional because you want some longevity out of them, because I don't think anybody actually uses those. I just dropped the card. People are hating me. That's the Ace of Spades.
Oh man, I love that Ace of Spades.
Yeah, I got to get a deck when I saw him live out here in Cincinnati.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I got other stuff in here. I mean, I got books. I'm just like piled up in here right now.
Maybe that's like one of those things we can do week after week, where people like show us something and we can.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, Nick, let's take a look at the schedule. I'm not actually sure if I updated that, but actually I can do this. Where is it? Where is it?
You looking for the schedule?
Yeah, we got. Oh, there it is, right there. I've got that schedule updated now. Nick, let's talk a little bit about the schedule here and everything that we talked about tonight. We talked about a whole bunch of stuff. First off, in the deals of the week, that is not this week's thing. Let me see if we can change this here. Did we get the schedule updated this week?
I think I uploaded it. Everybody is riveted.
Oh man, yeah. This is.
I mean, I know I made it, but maybe we don't have the schedule this week.
Maybe we don't have the schedule this week.
Verbally talk about it.
That's fine. I've got these slides below us, so I can I can shift through it right here. First, we talked about Ram Cohen by Bipolar, one of the most visual card changes of all time. Then, of course, Tornado by Rick Lax and Justin Flom. Man, and this is a really great deal for those. After that, we talked about Impulse by Looch, a really, really amazing mentalism project from Mark Card's Techniques from the Pros. Gazzo's Tossed Out deck. This is a gimmick deck that comes with a DVD, and you get to see Gazzo perform live on the street, which is super awesome. Then we talked about Greed by Daniel Garcia, change a bill visually 4 times. Tarantula II by Yigal Masika, an incredibly powerful close-up levitation device, and getting it 25% off is a heck of a deal. After that, we talked about Connection by John Allen, quite possibly one of the last 3 DVD sets that was put out, and full of just knockout stuff that will allow you to connect with your audience. And of course, we finished off with Shuffle Lesson by Chad Long. Man, what an amazing thing What amazing
Yeah,
show that
next
we have.
week looks just as good too.
Oh yeah, Nick, we're doing a hangout after this, aren't we? So maybe if there's some people in
I
the
guess
chat.
we're gonna try it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been Eric and I and a bunch of other people that we know. We've been hanging out on the new app there called Clubhouse. It's actually been very popular. It's been a great thing for Magic so far going forward. Anyway,
Yeah, I was
we
just
were
listening
able to
to-
get a Penguin Magic group. Armin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a penguin. I was just saying, it's been a great thing. I listened to Mark James and Carissa Hendricks talk for like 2 hours before we got started tonight.
That's right. Yeah, we put together a Penguin Magic Club. So I think Eric and I are gonna start a chat room after this. And if you want to talk some tricks with us, little post Cool Box Live, maybe we'll make a habit out of it if there's enough people.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't have Clubhouse, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
You need an invite to get in, but I know a lot of you do. So we're gonna start a chat room, and should be a bunch of magicians that show up, I bet.
Yeah, we'll probably ping a few of our friends in who are in there, but we'll probably talk about tricks. We're gonna, maybe we'll talk about tricks who are on the show. Maybe we'll talk about some tricks, some other tricks, some stuff that we like. But yeah, we'll definitely be out there hanging out. That is gonna do it for this week. I think the stream was super solid this week. I think we didn't lag. I think we didn't. I think we hit both things. I think we have it figured out. I'm pretty excited about that.
If you end right now, it'll be exactly an hour.
Oh, exactly an hour? Well, thanks very much to everybody for tuning in. These deals are good until this Friday at midnight. We will see you next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On behalf of Nick Capo and myself, Eric Tate, we'll see you next time.
See you on Clubhouse.